All right, so we're with the El Capitan, the CEO of GT&T, none other than Justin Nedd. How are you?
Quite well, thank you.
All right, so this event, revolutionary, nothing short of revolutionary actually. What was the planning of this? What was the thought that went into you guys coming up with the idea of this?
So Norman, that's a good question. And what we really wanted to do is to show our youth something different and show them something that they could see and aspire to. So what we're really trying to do is make our youth great and show them something that is not something that they don't see every day. So from the location, right? We could have held it at any open air place, and there'd be sun and there'd be music and people toss bottles. But we thought from the inception that the environment is important, and the Marriott was very, very good to us. So I want to say a heartfelt thank you to the Marriott in hosting us for the last 4 days. So the environment was one, the content. So if you notice, the 2 days, we thought, well, make it fun, bring in the youth, right? So the cosplay and the gaming, because we know that would have attracted youth, and did, because this place was full, just ram-packed. So we were very pleased about that. And then with the fun, we put really stuff that could evoke thought, lots of the innovation, STEM Guyana, lots of startups. We're really trying to inspire our Guyanese to be better.
Yes. Did the event meet your expectations?
Well, I always set high expectations for myself and my team, and I would say very comfortably in this case we met those expectations. There are lots of things that we want to do, and this is really one of them. So really look out for Innov8 2018 and then some in 2019, because we're already starting to think about how we can improve on this. So in terms of expectations, yes, this met our expectations, and I want the listening public out there to expect an even greater show and more innovation and more learning in 2019.
Okay, great. So I was in the audience while you were speaking on a vision for 2020, right? And there were a lot of projects, a lot of things you had in mind for that time. Now I want to just poke your brain a bit and just poke your imagination as well, because I'm sure you're a thinker, you're an innovator as well, and you use your creativity and imagination. What do you imagine Guyana would be like in, let's say, 50 years from now?
Well, in terms of technology, 50 years is many lifetimes. So there are very few people that can actually think that far. I would reference Gordon Moore, right? Moore's Law, Intel is one of them. So to think 50 years from now, that's a long time. But what I can tell you is that creation of a knowledge-based economy is absolutely essential for the competitiveness and the viability of Guyana. So what we're doing at GTT is laying the groundwork and really putting the building blocks in place to form that knowledge-based society. So from the connecting the internet in the primary schools, right? So we're talking about how we'll achieve that vision. Connecting the internet in the primary schools, so we're going to work very hard to make that happen very quickly. Creating the Innov8 Fund. So we're starting with $18 million, and we've already made significant contributions to the University of Guyana. STEM Guyana is coming up. And we're looking to corporate Guyana to raise $200 million per year for innovation and STEM education in Guyana. So do I think my vision is grand? Absolutely. Do I think it's realistic? When I look at this weekend's events, I am inspired, and I believe that it is absolutely realistic.
Yes, indeed it is. And to really progress as a society, I think we need to start looking at things that may seem impossible, but they very well are possible. Dreamers, are the biggest thinkers around, I should say. So now, the reason why I brought up that 50 years questions, because within all, I took a peek into all the workshops that we had around today, and I can say that the future is now, and the future starts from here as well. So it seems like a pretty bright future, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I'm absolutely optimistic. That's why I'm standing here. Like if I didn't have hope and if I didn't have a real burning insight that Guyana could be a really great place, one, I would not have been here working for GTT, working for a great company that wants a future for Guyana, and frankly, I would not have come back to Guyana. And I've been back here since 2013, and from changing one life to being able to impact so many lives and impact them positively and continue to impact them positively in the future. I mean, I'm overjoyed. I'm full of energy.
Over the 3 days, I was talking to some of the young people that were here, and they all said that they imagine in 50 years, I didn't only ask you this question, I asked a lot of other people, and they imagine Guyana to be a little Wakanda from Black Panther, the techno-futuristic society that is well advanced. And I do think that we can be that society, even though it seems like science fiction.
Yeah. Well. So a couple things. I have not seen Black Panther yet, so I can't make any pop references to Wakanda. But being in the right place, right? Being in the right place is not enough. So we're in the right place now. We're in Guyana. It's primed for growth and a real positive explosion and a renaissance. But you could be in the right place and still get run over. So we need to measure ourselves not against our progress, but against the progress of the world. And that's why I really talk about a knowledge-based society, because if we don't make greater progress relative to the world, we'll still be left behind. And technology, as I said earlier today, is really the only way to bridge that gap. And I want to go back to my days at university when one had to look for a book and in the library, as opposed to now. You can go online and you get anything you want. And again, some numbers, right? 1999, 1 billion Google searches per day. 2016, 2017, 1999, 1 billion Google searches per year. Now, 5 billion Google searches per day. Significant growth. And what I would actually encourage our readers, our listeners out there to do, our viewers, is take a look at the book from Thomas Friedman, in 2005, called The World is Flat. It certainly evokes much thought about 50 years and what economies could be like. And you can actually look, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can look at the Digital India strategy, right, and see how they transformed more than 1 billion people in a digital space in a relatively short space of time. We have less than 1 million. We could do it, and we could do it very quickly with some energy, with some passion, and with support of GTT.
Okay, great. Now let's just talk we're going to wrap this up, but let's just talk for a brief moment about Innov8, right? Now, Innov8 was a massive success, I would say so. Being a fellow nerd and a fellow pop culture referencer all the time. I absolutely love what you guys have done. I talked to Samantha earlier. I told her over and over again, I just love this idea, because I remember back in the day, if you were into comic books or you were into pop culture or you were into video games and whatever, you'd get bullied or you get called a nerd. But now it's our time. And you guys have seen that. You guys have spearheaded the cosplay competition, the gaming tournament. Both had massive responses. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that was surprising. And you said, like us nerds. Are you implying that I'm a nerd?
You are the leader of one of the biggest tech companies in Guyana, so yeah, I think you have a little bit of nerd in you, don't you?
I probably have a lot of nerd in
And
me.
I heard something that you used to play a lot of games back in the day.
Oh yeah, I was a big gamer. It's even as a young adult. So I was telling the guys I'll stay away from the games because I don't want to get there again. It was a very dark place.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, really, this is, as you say, it's for the young people, and really to bring the young people out. And we say that the young people are the future, but sometimes we don't mean it because we still retain the policies that stifle their growth. This is really about just ripping that door open and unleashing the creativity and the love for learning in the young people. One thing I'd like to say, though, is that though I believe that the success of the gaming was awesome and certainly surpassed our expectation, I did not see enough young girls in the gaming room. Perhaps they're intimidated by the boys, but that's something that we will rail against, and that's something that we want to stop. So for the girls out there, we see you, and I would strongly believe that we're going to do a gaming tournament to get the young women, young girls out, because gaming is not just about fun. It actually requires lots of cerebral capacity, and that's what we need in Guyana.
Yes, indeed. And people don't realize it, that gaming actually helps develop the quickness of the mind, you know? And there are a lot of girl gamers out there in Guyana. I know quite a few. I guess what you said was true. They were probably intimidated, now that I think about it. But hopefully that is something your PR team can tackle.
Yeah, we will tackle it. So for the gamers out there, I know you had fun. I know some people were disappointed that they didn't get to join the tournament, but that is something that I'm absolutely sure that we will rectify in short order.
All right, one last thing, and may I suggest that maybe we can make a gaming tournament a standalone someday, like a big event, like an esports kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So that's going to be sooner than you think.
Yes. Yeah, you'll thank me for this later. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Nedd, for taking the time to talk to us, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Do enjoy the rest of the event, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Norman. Cheers.